Merry Christmas, brother.
Merry Christmas, Tim.
And Merry Christmas to you guys, because today we're going to be talking about our top 5 each video favorite movies Christmas. Am I right?
You're mostly right. Yeah. It's, I literally can't remember what we were actually going to call it because I have so many wrong words in a weird order.
Our essential holiday movie list.
Yeah, it's our the must-watch holiday, the keep-ups must-watch holiday movies.
Right. And we're joined today by
The worst. What is it, a blanket?
Timmy the Snow Tim.
How come he gets your name?
Because Timmy is iconic in Christmas.
I
Tiny
raised
Tim,
him just as much as you did.
barely.
Shout out to our patrons who chose this video. We put out a poll on our Patreon, and this is the December video you guys wanted. So you're going to get, we were going to do a joint top 5 essential holiday movies, but then we realized we had different picks, which is like maybe that's obvious. We had some of the same.
Right. There'll be some like crossover, and
Yeah.
I think as we go through the list, it'll be interesting to see which ones we rank as our
Yeah.
best, because we're going to be ranking these not only on what we think is like the most essential, but also Christmas level.
Yeah.
Because some of these
Christmas
movies
level.
are not very Christmassy, but we want to explain why we think they are essential.
Or why they're essential to us.
Right.
Did we even agree on the parameters of this video?
Dude, Christmas and essentials.
They're ranked in order of like best numbers?
Sure. Yeah, best numbers, dude.
Best numbers. All right, what's your number 5?
Number 5. Oh, I'm going first?
Tim goes first.
Oh, God. Okay.
Because the youngest goes first.
The youngest goes first. Okay, number 5.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to put.
You don't. Wow.
This movie
Yep,
it's dark. It's surprisingly dark for a Christmas movie.
it is.
Because it's about a man no longer wanting to be part of the world, wishes he wasn't part of it anymore, and
Wow.
wants to see what the world's like when he is not alive.
Wow.
And it's he learns that it's a wonderful life
He does learn that. Spoiler alert.
when he may or may not return.
Come on.
You got to see it. You got to see it to figure out.
Is it a Christmas Carol?
It's not a Christmas Carol.
Okay.
It is definitely not a Christmas Carol. But I find it essential mostly because it has that Christmas feeling.
It does.
Because it's snowy.
Mm-hmm.
There is some mystical element. In this case, though, it's an angel.
Sounds like a Christmas Carol.
It's I swear it's not a Christmas Carol.
All right, I believe it.
Dance by the light of the moon.
And I wanted to have like an older movie in my list.
Yeah.
You know, I wanted something that's like black and white, that has that old like radio style audio where they're like, hello, you know, like that. That's what a radio sounds like. But mostly I find it essential because it reminds me of my youth.
It does. Mm-hmm. I didn't see it until way later. I think I watched it for the first time like 4 years ago.
Really, Mom watches it every year. That's why. So I've
know.
always caught it over the years.
Maybe it didn't interest me because it was black and white or something.
It could be one of those things.
So I ignored it.
Yeah.
But it is great.
Yeah, it is. It's fantastic. I would say on a Christmas level, it's pretty low. I'd give it like a 2 jingle jangles out of 10.
Is okay.
Because it's not very Christmassy, but it reminds me of Christmas when I see it.
But it is Christmas.
There is Christmas, like there is a moment where they're home, like setting up the Christmas tree and getting
Yeah.
ready for a Christmas party.
Uh-huh.
But I find what the story does is not a good Christmas story,
Sure.
as opposed to just a good life lesson story.
That's fair. Yeah, you could watch it year round, but it's largely like known as a Christmas movie, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because there is Christmas theming in it, but
That's a great pick.
it's a wonderful life.
It's a wonderful pick.
That's right. That's right.
What is your number 5 Christmas Krangle?
Mine actually is, I kind of went the opposite route. I
Uh-huh.
put the newest one, the most recent addition to my
Okay.
annual watch list at number 5, only because this is a little spoilery, but the rest of my list has a lot of seniority over this one. One of the more recent additions to my annual watch list is...
Okay.
I love it so much.
It's one of those that kind of like Elf, where it's a more modern Christmas movie that fits super well with some of the old classics.
Yeah, it does. I think, so there are a lot of specific things I love about it so much. I think Kurt Russell's Santa Claus is like one of the best. I just love Kurt Russell anyways. And I think it's one of the most recent movies that I've watched that captured sort of the magic. It feels nostalgic without being a movie I grew up with. And I can't think of a lot of recent movies that have done that. Netflix has put out a few, like Klaus and Boy Named Christmas.
Yes.
Those have been really great too. And I've also really loved those. But this one is one that, I don't know, I was so stoked on it when I watched it. I had so much fun with it.
Now, Wendy, we need a ride.
Can you call an Uber?
You think I can pay the driver with these?
And it is, as far as Christmas level,
Yeah.
what were we ranking it on?
At a Kringles.
Out of Kringles.
Sure.
Please continue
Jingle-
changing
no,
it.
Jingle
No,
Jangles.
just change it throughout the video.
Right.
It's the most Christmas.
The most Christmas. It is.
It's so Christmassy.
I can't think of a moment that there's not something Christmassy happening in that movie.
Also very family centric,
Yes.
which is a theme, will probably remain a theme. And I love that about it. I like the way it handles the family story. And I think it's an interesting watch story-wise. Visually, it's great. And it captures the magic of the season. And I love it. I look forward to it every single year. Yeah. It's only number 5 because of the seniority throughout the rest of the list.
Yeah.
But it is
so
like...
because it's newer, it gets demoted.
Yeah. And you'll hear throughout the list why I had to put other stuff above it. But what's your number 4?
Number 4, and this is a recent, it's not a newer movie, but it's a recent love I've discovered.
A recent dish?
A recent addition.
Can I guess, or does it ruin it?
Go ahead, guess.
Is it A Christmas Carol?
The Muppet Christmas Carol.
Dude, I fell in love with
You
this
did.
movie last year.
Real hard.
I'm not a Muppets guy. I've vocally said Muppets, they're Muppets.
Tim's known to have said, Muppets, they're Muppets.
They're Muppets. This movie, it's warm.
Yeah.
It's fuzzy.
It really is.
It's the
Just like a Muppet.
Just like a Muppet.
Yeah.
The comedy in it, going against the dark story that is A Christmas Carol, involving ghosts, involving death, involving many sad themes of a sad old man.
A love lost.
But a lost love is reflected upon a raindrop.
Yeah, I mean, I was just trying to add to the sentiment, not write a poem. But
Oh, okay. I thought we were going into
I do like what
poetry.
you've done. I
Yeah.
love what you've done with the place.
That's what the movie makes me feel like. Writing
Right.
poetry.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah, it's beautiful. It's funny. It's dramatic. It's even the parts where there are Muppets in it, they can still tell the dramatic story without it being like, haha, they're Muppets.
Right, which is very impressive.
Yeah, which I think no other Muppet movie has done that to me. And I've only seen like 1.5, so since then. But
So you're saying the bar is not very high.
it's not very high.
Okay.
But yeah, it just I was watching it while wrapping Christmas presents last year, and it just hit me in all the right Christmassy spots. Again, it's warm. It's still it's a really good retelling of A Christmas Carol.
is.
I find how the story flows really nice. And as far as Christmas level, I give it a solid like 8 Jingle Bells.
Sure.
8 Jingle Bells out of 12.
Okay.
Because I find the musical numbers are really fun and really cheery.
They are.
And very much it's Christmassy throughout. It's the story of Christmas. It's
Yeah.
a carol.
I had them in my pocket all along. What?
It's a great pick.
Number
I watched
4.
it like 3 days ago.
Yeah.
Sorry, do your number 4 again.
Number 4.
Good. I felt like I interrupted it.
No, it's okay.
That felt like a really important moment.
No, I was closing the book. Speaking of closing the book,
Yeah.
what's your number 4?
What a perfect transition that makes a lot of sense to me.
Yeah.
My number 4, it's controversial, but it's essential.
Okay.
Die Hard.
Here's why it's essential. It's my Christmas Eve gift wrapping movie every year.
Okay.
Let me try that again. Here's why it's essential. I only stumbled over the T, but
You
it
did
felt
pretty
like,
good. I didn't think you had to redo it.
All right.
It's too bad.
It's
It's too bad, Brett.
it's too bad. I'm not gonna redo it. I crushed it. Every year on Christmas Eve, I don't know why, but for the past like 4 years, that's just where it's landed. I think it probably started with a year where I was like, oh, I didn't watch Die Hard this year. And I know it's debatable. Please comment whether or not you think Die Hard is a Christmas movie, because it's more of an argument than I have realized.
Oh yeah, it's like not even the internet, just in general, people are vocally for or against it being a Christmas
Where
movie.
do you stand?
I think now the thing with this is, what is a Christmas movie to you?
Right,
You know,
right.
that's the big question. So like, does it need to have snow? Does it need to have a mystical element? Does Santa need to show up? So from what I rank what a Christmas movie is, Die Hard doesn't fit any of those parameters.
Sure.
Because there isn't like a Christmas miracle that happens. There's snow
There's snow.
And-
it takes place during Christmas time.
during Christmas time.
And there is what I mentioned was a theme, the familial aspect
True.
of him and his wife.
That doesn't scream Christmas to me.
No. I'm just saying like that does fall. That's a theme throughout my entire list.
Yeah, is family.
And for me, it's essential because it has become part of my tradition. So I would also love to know what movies are not Christmassy at all that have become part of your traditions.
Right.
Because that's one for me where it definitely is.
Die Hard is not a Christmas movie.
Because that's when I watch it. I watch it every Christmas Eve. And I just on accident.
Yeah.
I don't know how it's a
Go ahead. Finish your thought.
No, you said it's with such aggression.
I was just curious if the kids have seen it.
I don't think they have.
Yeah, because it's one of those where it's like it's not an easy Christmas movie to get the family to gather around and watch.
I think it will be. I'm hoping.
Yeah, because it is. I mean, it's R-rated, right? It's violent.
I think so.
He says,
Yippee-ki-yay, mother.
I feel like something's missing.
yeah. Well, you got to watch the movie to figure out what he says.
You should. We haven't watched it with the kids yet, but it's always Rach and I are up late wrapping, finishing the kids' presents, and I put on Die Hard. And usually it's hard to find, but this year it's on Hulu. I'm just letting everyone know.
Nice.
You can go watch Die Hard.
And then when they watch this video next year,
Yes.
it might not be on Hulu.
It might not be, but you can still find it or just buy it,
Buy it.
dude.
You-
It's worth it.
There's always an option to buy movies
It's true.
nowadays.
Yeah. That's my number 4, Die Hard.
Nice.
Essential for me,
Yep.
maybe not for all, but we can't all be right about everything. Tim, what's your number 3?
My number 3 is to go into your realm of recent Christmas movies
Ooh.
that I've entered the stratosphere. Gotta give it this.
I almost thought that was going to be higher on your list because I know you love this movie a lot.
I had such a great time with it.
It's very
Animation-wise, it feels like what Christmas... If someone who was blind and someone was describing Christmas to them, I imagine Klaus is what they would see in their brain.
That ended up way more reasonable of an explanation than I thought it was going to.
So, you still want to throw that snowball? I didn't think so.
Because the animation is very much unlike a lot of other things you've seen.
Yeah, it's true.
It definitely has its own styling. The story is... It's funny because it doesn't feel like a Christmas story at first.
Right.
It
doesn't.
builds up into the Christmassy pretty much like
Yeah.
almost near the end.
Right, I know.
It's just like it almost, not in a bad way, it almost feels shoehorned in, but that's the fun of it, is seeing like, okay, how does this guy end up becoming Klaus, becoming Santa Claus?
And it becomes like more and more magical throughout, but the setting is 100%.
It's like a sad fishing village.
You feel.
And they're like, we don't get anybody here.
Sad fishing
That's
village.
what it is.
What a pitch.
So that's the thing. It, as far as Christmassy goes,
Yeah.
I'd give it like at least up until almost near the end, I'd give it like a four figgy puddings
Yeah, out of what?
out of 10
Yeah.
figly puddings.
Okay.
Because the Christmas there, it tells a really good story, but I don't feel the Christmassiness until
Okay.
way later.
Sure. But then it's like.
Then it flies up.
Yeah.
But just as an overall, it's like it doesn't feel Christmassy until much later.
Yeah.
But that doesn't mean it's any less enjoyable or essential, because I think this is something that like you can put on and people will get sucked into.
Yeah.
Like if they're walking into your house dropping off presents, mailman, he's walking by, he'll just sit at the window and watch it.
Yeah.
Because it's that enjoyable.
Right.
I love it. Klaus, number 3.
Would you invite that guy in if like someone's just hanging out and watching? You look at the window, you're like, oh my god. And he's like, I'm sorry, I love this movie. Would you be like, do you want to?
Do you want to come in? You want
Or
some
would you
hot
just
chocolate?
slowly like close the?
I would probably hide. I would be like,
You're gonna hide in your own house?
yeah, I do that when someone comes knocking at the door. You don't?
When someone knocks on my door?
Yeah.
No.
That's a universal thing. You run and hide.
Do you not know what knocking means?
No, that's why we have the Ring doorbell. I checked the camera.
Oh, I don't have one of those.
See?
Yeah.
So you have to answer the door, and maybe it's a guy with a machete.
I can see through. I have a glass
That's true.
window.
Plus, do they come into the first part?
Yeah, I have like
Like an outdoor patio
sun
thing?
porch thing. No,
No.
they don't.
Okay, good.
They're the door outside of that.
Good.
Sometimes they'll drop packages off in there.
Yeah.
But I don't know they're there. If I'm on the porch, they don't come in.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes I go out there and there's just
A guy.
just a package, and I'm
Oh.
like, someone was here. Something's afoot.
You know what else is afoot?
What?
The number 3 on your list. You're making some choices here, Brett.
It's the Christmasest movie ever.
Mm-hmm.
It's so smart.
It's so smart.
It's so smart. It's so funny. It's got heart. You know, there's a couple of moments where you're like, you really feel for the guy.
Which guy? Elf?
Just whichever guy.
Just who's ever in it.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's just a couple moments where you're like, the guy. A lot of heart, really funny.
Mm-hmm.
And before Christmas Chronicles, to me, this was like the most modern classic.
Yes.
I couldn't think of anything.
Do you know it's 20 years old?
Yes,
Came out in 2003.
I know.
Disgusting.
Isn't that insane?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, super nuts. I wish there was would you go see it in the theater if
For sure.
You know what I mean?
You know, like Chunky's doing it, or one of those theaters.
Probably
are
are, I guess, huh?
replaying, Yeah.
I didn't think
for the
to look.
20th anniversary,
Yeah.
for sure.
They might just play it anyways. I just
Yeah,
never
yearly.
think to look. But it's great. I watch it every single year at least once.
Yes.
It is so classic in its own right, but also when you watch it, you can see like the love for Christmas movies. And if you've ever watched the what was the Netflix show where they do the behind the scenes on the
Not How It's Made. The Toys That Made Us.
the movies that made us.
Movies that made us.
Movies that made us. Highly recommend that episode on
Yes.
Elf. It's so great.
Yeah, some of the behind the scenes things, like how the movie came to be and like how they got Will Ferrell and stuff, it's super fascinating.
Yeah, and the ways that it was filmed, just like on the street shots in New York. There's just a lot of this charm to it. The claymation scenes that were done by the Chiodos brothers, who did Killer Clowns from Outer Space. Very, very cool stuff. And that's obviously like the idiosyncrasies of the movie, but overall, it feels good. So quotable. It's one of the movies I quote throughout the year, and I look forward to it every year. That's probably one of the earliest ones I watch, but it's definitely an essential. And have you not seen Elf?
I like beef and cheese. You don't smell like Santa.
What's your number 2, dude?
Did you give it the scale? The Christmas
I
scale?
didn't do it with Die Hard either.
Oh, you didn't?
No.
Well, do it. Go back. I'll splice
I'm rating
it in.
its Christmases.
Yeah, level.
Its Christmassiness.
Well, yeah, whatever scale you want. But how Christmas is it?
Okay, I'll be fair. It's probably like a 3.
Die Hard?
Yeah.
3 what?
Fruitcakes.
Okay.
Have you ever actually had a fruitcake?
No, but I'm always scared to.
Yeah, me too.
Mm-hmm.
It hasn't had the best PR. Like a 3 out of 10.
3 out of 10.
Yeah.
For Die
Even
Hard.
barely. I get the argument for it not be.
It's just an interesting thing to think about.
You're an interesting thing to think about.
Thank you.
Elf's a 10.
You're right.
Wreaths.
10 wreaths.
10 wreaths.
Okay.
It's
Thanks.
very Christmassy.
Yeah. Yeah.
And very essential.
Oh, more essential than my number 2?
We'll find out.
We'll find out. My number 2, and I had a really hard time deciding on which of these I thought belonged on
My
the
top
list.
2 are like that too.
Because,
as well. My top 2 are like that as well.
Yeah, 2.
Also.
Here's the thing.
Tell me.
There's 2 of these movies.
Okay.
So I wasn't sure if I wanted to do the first one or the second one. But I got to give it to... Like, it is, if I'm in a hospital and it's my last Christmas ever, because I'm going to Mars, so it's the last Christmas I'll have on Earth.
I thought you were dying.
Yeah, and I'm
for
just
sure.
in a hospital because they're checking me out to make sure I'm good for Mars.
Oh.
And they're like, you have time for one more Christmas movie.
They don't have Christmas on Mars.
They don't have Christmas on Mars. Well, I have time for 2 because this is only my number 2. But in this scenario, I have time for 2 movies. This movie I'll
did
play
sound
first.
like you have you have time for one more. I'm gonna watch my second favorite.
I just want to say how essential it is.
Right. No,
And
I
so I
got you.
have two movies, and this one I'll watch first, and it's Home Alone.
Home
It's
Alone.
It is. It's so whimsical.
Yeah.
And Christmas makes me think of childhood and the time when you are alone as a kid and the crazy things you think of doing.
Yeah.
And Home Alone puts that concept of being alone and all the fun you would have, but also all the sadness you would have.
Right.
And Christmas is about all the emotions. Being
Ooh,
happy,
that's good.
being sad, feeing.
Yeah, I think that's
feeling.
true.
And so this movie definitely hits me in the feels in many different places.
Yeah.
Kevin's great. I think he or Colin McCulkin. No.
Collie McCulkin. Everybody.
It was at this moment that he knew. He up.
Dude, I can't think of his name. Freaking.
Even with those ingredients, you can't figure out what it is?
Please, Brett, save me.
Do I need to?
Molly? No. What the hell's his name?
Please finish that version. Molly.
Colin McCulkin? I can't think of his name. Oh,
Molly
I
Kamulkin.
can't think of his name.
Do I give
Colin
it to him?
Culkin?
What?
Colin Culkin? No. I can't think of it. Macaulay Culkin.
There it
Yes!
is. We did it.
Keep the change, you filthy animal.
Oh, I'm so happy for you.
Anyways, Kevin's great in the movie.
You could have stuck with Kevin.
No,
that would have been, people would have been like, Kevin.
Kevin? Who's Kevin?
Yeah. No, they'd know who Kevin is.
Yeah, they gotta. Right, because
Wow.
it's essential.
Right, exactly.
You know,
It's
Colin
essential.
McCulkin just kills it.
Yeah.
Just kills it.
It does.
Rides. Who needs anybody else in the movie?
Just Polly Dulkins.
It's just Polly Pocket.
Only Molly McDulkins.
Oh shoot, that's gonna be fun. But yes, it is essential. I will put it on every opportunity I get.
Yeah.
Because I love to see the crazy antics. I love to see.
Did a train just go? What was that?
It did sound like a train. I think Mom's just moving a chair. Oh shoot.
Yeah.
But it's fun. It is just so fun, and that's
Yeah.
that's a big thing for Christmas movies for me. I want them to be whimsical. I want them to be goofy, and so this is why it feels essential to me.
Carries all the magic
Yes.
of a John Hughes film
Right.
because it is.
Because it is.
And I just want to throw that out there because my top two happen to be John Hughes films.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Yeah.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
And I would give it 7 Merry Christmas, you filthy animals.
Out of how many?
12. Teen.
That's pretty. Actually, you just made it a worse ranking.
Oh, 10 then.
Yeah.
Out of 10.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's pretty Christmassy.
It is pretty Christmassy.
I know.
I mean, it looks Christmassy. You got a little bit of that magical element,
Yes.
even though it's not magical, but it seems magical at first.
It does. I know. I kind of just clocked that this year that there, like, or thought about it, that there's a big section of the movie where he thinks everything that's happening is like a mystical experience.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Maybe mystical is a dramatic word, but magical.
Right.
Because you're watching what's going on, and I was just like, oh yeah, he's a little kid.
Yeah. He's just having fun,
He's just having fun.
even though there's murderers.
Until he's not.
Speaking of not,
Yeah.
what's your number 2? Oh, the boys got it.
It is Home Alone.
Home Alone.
I have been struggling also.
Because Home Alone 2 is excellent.
It's great. Home Alone 2 is great. I really love it. It's very much the formula of the first one. Don't fix it if it's not broken kind
Right.
of situation. And then you add like Tim Curry and Rob Schneider, the whole hotel crew. All those scenes are great, and the traps are so funny in 2.
Yes. Yeah, 2 I like 2 better.
You do.
But I find 1 to be more essential.
Yes, I agree. I don't know. I have a hard time saying which one I like better because it's a can't have the second without the first
Right.
kind of thing. When you get to the traps in 2, it is very, very exciting. I would argue like all the setup in the first half of the first one, I think are superior to the second one.
Yep.
But they're both great. Home Alone is typically how I think it's the earliest one I watch every year when we like enter the season. It's like, okay, if it's time for Home Alone, then the holiday season has officially started.
Yes.
It's kind of how I kick it off. You already hit a lot of the main points. It's so nostalgic. I had a friend when I was a kid. I must have been in like, I don't know, 3rd grade, and I would go to his house and we would fast forward to the traps and watch it over and over and over again.
That's amazing.
And it's so timeless and so well written, and there are so many little things that you can latch onto. Like, there's never a moment throughout the movie where I'm not entertained. And it's so essential to me because I realize that it is kind of how I kick off the season every year. And it's like, all right, we're here. We've arrived. It's great. I could absolutely watch it multiple times a year.
Do you think it being more grounded makes it like a better Christmas movie?
Yeah.
Like being something that could realistically happen?
Yes, I think so. But part of the magic of it is the balance between it being grounded to a degree and just turn into a cartoon.
Right. Because
Like-
then it loses all sensibility.
Yeah.
When the traps start happening, first thing that hits them, they die.
Or
be severely injured.
Dude, especially in 2.
Yeah.
Most of those traps are killing those
Oh
dudes.
my God.
But also Joe Pesci and Daniel Stern are so good.
Yep.
The John Candy cameo is so like heartfelt and quirky and weird. And it's just great all around.
I didn't know if we were doing honorable mentions, but we are now.
Totally.
I want to give my honorable mention to all the cartoon specials.
Yeah, that's a good call.
I think every single one of them in their own right is a great watch. A lot of times they're like 60-minute specials, so sometimes a movie, sometimes not. Disney has a lot of cool ones.
Yeah.
And the Family Guy one specifically, I remember on Christmas Eve one year, I opened a package early. I must have been... I hope I was a teen because I got a Family Guy Christmas DVD and it had a couple Christmas episodes on it. So then I would pop it into my DVD player and watch it Christmas Eve. And I would do that for a long time.
That's a cool tradition.
I don't know if I have the DVD anymore.
Sad, dude.
I know. I think I do. It might be somewhere. I'm looking to see if it's over there. But yeah, I find these cartoon Christmas specials, all of them across Nickelodeon, Cartoon Network, Disney, all over the place, are so essential to me, and I try to watch as many as I can. SpongeBob has a great Christmas special. Billy and Mandy have a cool one where they try to go kill like zombie vampire Santa and stuff. It's crazy. It's crazy. So they are all essential because cartoons are love. But what about you?
I have, I was going to say Home Alone 2.
Yep.
Because I do watch that every single year.
Yeah, you can have a couple too. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, and then another one that I do end up revisiting every year, and I always enjoy it, is the Santa Claus.
Yep.
And the big one that I wanted to add, because this is another recent ad, and it only got pushed off the list because I don't have a specific time that I watch it, but Love Hard is now an annual watch for me.
Love Hard.
It's a romantic comedy on Netflix. It is so funny, and it's just one that it's very feel good. The comedy aspect is another thing that I've realized I need in all my Christmas movies, or at least my favorite ones. And isn't it interesting that they all kind of have a comedic angle? Or they don't. That's not true.
There are some like heavy Christmas stories.
It's a Wonderful Life.
Yeah.
But I'm up
Last
at Christmas.
Christmas.
What's Last Christmas?
That's the one I was telling you to watch last year.
Oh.
That's really good. That has
Oh,
a
yeah.
crazy ending.
I didn't watch that.
Yeah.
No, so what I just said is a lie. They don't all have a comedic angle, but
Have
I
you
think
seen a Hallmark movie? There's no comedy. There's only sadness.
That's true.
We didn't put a single Hallmark movie on our list.
that's my honorable mention. Every Hallmark movie. No, I don't watch many. You see a lot every
I
year.
watch so
because
many.
they're just on.
They're just always on.
But
I always have fun though.
I guess not all of them. That is a crazy statement, but all of my favorites.
Yeah, you like comedy is important to you for Christmas movies.
Yeah, and I realize like what makes a Christmas movie to me is it's probably the time of year where I watch the most feel-good movies.
Yes.
You know what I mean? It's not an Oscar-worthy drama. It's not a horror movie. It's not an action movie unless it's Die Hard.
Right.
And there are others too, but I think that's the biggest thing when I'm looking at my list is like these all just feel good. Sometimes it's nostalgia.
Yep.
Sometimes it's just the mood was captured by the movie, and that is Love Hard for me. If you're a fan of like The Proposal, movies like that, like rom-coms that just nail it, Love Hard's the best.
Never seen it.
You still haven't seen it? It's very, very good.
I wouldn't even know it's a Christmas movie. What's the title?
Yeah.
I would
Well,
think
it's
Valentine's.
a combination of Love Actually and Die Hard.
Oh.
So I put it together. So,
Gotcha.
but it was this close to being on my list, bro.
Yeah, but it didn't make it.
It didn't. What's your number one?
Okay. Number one is clear. It's obvious. If you've been watching this whole video, you've seen it in the background. Goosebumps. No, I'm kidding.
It's like he planted something
The
I didn't
whole
know.
time. No, of course it has to be.
Wow. Okay, that makes a lot of sense.
That is a movie that I can, and it's rare when I can quote movies. I do not remember many lines from many movies at all.
Can confirm.
Elf, I can quote.
Yeah.
Buddy the Elf, what's your favorite color?
Buddy the Elf, what's your favorite color? Put that down.
There's plenty of things. There's plenty of moments
You're
throughout the
young.
whole.
You're so young.
The guy saying he's 26 years old is the funniest
I'm
thing ever.
26. He like slurs it.
He's like,
Go with the flow. No, I gotta get out of the flow.
hey, buddy, want to get some snowberries? It's not even. They're not even good lines. That's the thing. Everything's quotable, and it's not even good lines.
They're great. What are you talking about?
They're so good.
They're so good.
buddy. Hope you find your dad.
That's amazing.
Yeah, it's great. That's the thing. My whole number one is just me quoting the movie.
Yeah.
Because everyone's seen Elf. It is a 20 out of 10 for Elf cookies.
That's good.
Level of Christmassy.
That's good.
It hits everything. It has Santa. It's got Christmas cheer. It's got a nice story.
Love
it's got
story.
romance.
Family story.
It's got all of it.
All of it.
It's such an essential watch because nothing gets me more into Christmas than Elf. If I watch Elf in July, I'm ready for Christmas.
what does it.
It is the movie, and I can watch it year round. I feel like it's one of the few Christmas movies that I can catch whenever, and I will always be entertained and always have fun.
I didn't know you could watch that year round.
Yeah, I could, Brett. So yeah, Elf, the most essential Christmas movie, hands down.
And that beat Home Alone for you.
Yep.
That's really good.
You did it! Congratulations!
And what's your number one?
My number one.
Yes.
This was a tough toss-up between this one and Home Alone, but the most essential holiday watch for me.
Perfect pick. I almost felt bad that neither one of us had it on our list because it is. I mean, it's number one.
It is. It feels to me like a perfect movie, and as far as like capturing all of the things that I've discovered to me make up a Christmas movie, it's family, it's feel good, it's comedy, and of course the quotability and the just so many famous moments throughout it. This is one that I absolutely quote year round.
Yep.
Grace, she passed away 30 years ago.
The blessing.
I say, I don't know about the cat, but I sure am enjoying it. Like, I don't know how I found like enough instances to use it throughout the year, but it comes up.
You serious, Clark?
So good. You serious, Clark? Yeah, I say that one a lot.
You do.
It is good. They're mostly Cousin Eddie quotes.
Yeah,
I'm
because
realizing.
he says the most ridiculous stuff.
Yeah, I also say I don't know Margot. a good
Yeah.
amount. I need to watch this every single year. It's another one where we have a specific time that we watch it.
Yep.
Decorating the tree.
Yes.
We put that on, and I almost always watch it right after that because we just have it on in the background. I need a sit through, start to finish.
Yo, finish?
Yeah, dude. Start to finish, credits to credits viewing of a Christmas vacation of Christmas vacation.
Chris Angel mind freak.
Every year. Did he have a holiday special?
I hope.
Christmas Angel mind freak.
I will say, out of every movie listed here that we've talked about, Christmas Vacation is the only one that I've probably watched every year.
Yeah, fully.
Fully.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because even Elf, I would watch, but I don't watch fully. Sometimes it's halfway through. Sometimes like I'll go leave and do other things. Christmas Vacation is one that I have watched. I at least the last 10 years fully all the way through.
I know. It's one of those ones where I can't imagine how many times I've seen it. Because
Yeah.
I probably have seen it 1.5 times a year for the past, more than 20 years.
Yeah. Because it's always been part of our family tradition.
Yeah.
So it's really, it's deep in our hearts. How many Christmases do you give it?
Oh, dude. 10 out of 10 Christmases.
Nice.
Yeah, what about you?
10 out of 10 too. It is, because it is the most, it feels like our family Christmas in a way.
Yeah.
Not as out of control and messed up.
Your
but
cousin Eddie.
All right.
Eddie?
Eddie?
Lewis. It's a lot of Chevy Chase just saying names.
It is.
Ellen.
Hello?
Russ. What's her daughter's name?
Stacy.
No, it's not. Dude,
Stella. Macaulay Culkin.
What's Collie McCulkin. What's Juliette Lewis's name in that? Russ and Audrey.
Audrey.
Yeah.
Margot.
No.
Okay.
What a way to end the video, just forgetting the characters of my number one pick.
Yeah.
Yes, it is. It's a bit nipply out. I mean nippy out. What did I say? Nipple?
Well, that was our essential holiday watch list.
Yeah, it's pretty
Do
good.
you guys agree? Do you disagree? Let us know in the comments what your essential lists are.
These are the questions.
And if you don't, that's okay.
Mm-hmm.
Christmas is more than just getting. It's also about giving.
Right.
And we give you this video.
Here you go.
So Merry Christmas. Happy Hanukkah. Happy Kwanzaa. Happy holidays.
Yeah.
And if you don't celebrate anything, Happy Yule. That's a new one. I mean, it's been around for a long time.
Is that a new one?
I've heard more people do it in today's world.
Oh, I haven't heard that.
Who have I offended here?
No,
Let
it's-
me know in the comments if I missed your holiday.
It's not about offending or excluding. It's about including.
Right. So I include all.
What's Yule?
It's like, I think it's like, I don't know, some thing.
Listen, if you don't celebrate something, I hope your week rules.
Yes.
And this video was still fun.
Yes. And go watch all these movies. Yeah.
Okay, love you. Bye.
Merry Christmas. Da 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 da.